Yeah, it's time to move on. It's time to get going. What lies ahead, I have no way of knowing. But under my feet, baby, the grass is growing. Yeah, it's time to move on. It's time to get going. So I'm just driving down Nevada Highway 160 toward Pahrump, Nevada, and just thinking about this last video number 7 in the series of 7, about how I established legal domicile in South Dakota. And this last video has to do with something that's a very personal subject, because it has to do with you insuring your vehicle. And that's very personal because you have already established insurance somewhere. And I'm not going to advise you as to how to change. I'm just going to tell you what I went through. So here in Nevada, in Clark County, which is where Las Vegas is, it's a large county, goes all the way down to the California border. And like that. The insurance is the highest. There may be some insurance that's higher in Washoe County, which is where Reno is up in the north. The two largest towns, Las Vegas area and the Reno area, those are the two largest areas. So most people, most accidents, so you're going to have higher rates there. In South Dakota, there's no smog or vehicle inspection that's necessary. Talking about insurance, my insurance in Las Vegas, and I did not carry full coverage on my vehicle, so I didn't have collision. That usually, at least is 1/3 more, or sometimes half as much, or anyway, or it could double the amount of what your insurance is if you have that. So, what I'm assuming that the rates in South Dakota are going to be quite a bit less than they would be in this metropolitan area of Las Vegas that I was at. So anyway, it's not a big deal what I went through, but I did something that I would not suggest that any of you do, and this is kind of tongue-in-cheek. Got online and actually contacted one of those places that gives you an insurance quote. And the thing is that they compare companies and such. Well, actually what they do is not compare companies. They send your information to the companies and then turn around and cold call you and bother you. And I knew better, but I had just finished getting the vehicle registered and the new plates put on and stuff. And so I actually pulled into an agent's parking lot for one particular brand of insurance that I had heard of that was supposed to be very, very cheap. And for me, very, very cheap, like $35 a month, sounds really cheap compared to what I was paying before. So I was kind of looking into that, but I had contacted, done this online thing. And as I was sitting in the parking lot, they're getting ready to walk into the insurance agency, I got a call from Spearfish, South Dakota. And it was my first call from Spearfish, so I'm thinking, well, I better take it. It could be, I didn't know if it was the mail forwarding service, who it was, but I went ahead and took it. And it turned out to be an insurance agent. And her name was Amber, and she was with State Farm. She was very nice, not pushy or anything like that. And I kind of regretted immediately that I had answered the call because it was a cold call. But I let her know. I said, I'm just getting ready to walk into an insurance agency right now. And if this is your number, if I need to get in touch with you, I'll call you back. So anyway, I went into the insurance agency, and the person who was there was kind of less than friendly or warm. She wasn't rude or anything, just kind of like, hi, what are you doing here? Sort of deal. And I said I wanted to get an insurance quote. So she pulls out a pad with a particular form on it and begins to take some of my information. And she gets my name down, she gets my phone number down, and like that. And then she says to me, we're not going to be able to do anything about this until Monday because the agent won't be in until Monday. And Heck, I've already got my vehicle registered in South Dakota, and I still have my existing insurance from the company that I had in Nevada. So I knew I was grandfathered in and I was safe, but I wanted to get this taken care of. So I basically just told her, no, that's okay. I'm going to see what I can do and see if I can get something else for her. And I went out and I immediately called the State Farm number again and called Amber. And in talking with Amber, she was able to give me 3 or 4 different scenario of quotes. And of course, I'll tell you, they were 1/3 for the same coverage, and actually for a little bit more. They were 1/3 the amount that I was paying in Clark County, Nevada, and the metropolitan area. So of course I was interested, and I was trying to think of what scenario I really wanted to have in terms of the liability insurance and stuff. So anyway, you need to do your own due diligence in finding a company that's licensed in South Dakota for your insurance. I do understand from looking at some websites that insurance rates vary depending upon the county that you set your domicile in, but those counties are limited, as to where you can get mail forwarding service, as far as I understand. So I didn't look into it. I'm happy with what I did in Spearfish, which is in Lawrence County, and so that's fine. I'm not going to shop around to save a few bucks. But anyway, when I went into State Farm and talked with Amber, she was incredibly helpful and just nice. I was the only one in the office, and she wasn't trying to upsell me or anything like that. She was very personable, but I could tell that she knew what she was doing. So anyway, I made the decisions about my insurance, and ultimately I am paying 1/5 of what I was paying in Nevada for insurance. One thing I discovered is that comprehensive insurance, which is the one that takes care of, if you crack your windshield, if you hit an animal, which by the way I saw lots of roadkill, elk, deer, big animals in my treks from South Dakota to Chicago and places like that. So anyway, I was real concerned about that. But that amount was for comprehensive insurance was quite a bit more than it was in Nevada, and it would more than double my insurance cost, and that was fine. But I have an older vehicle, and with deductibles that go along with that, the amount of money that it will cost me to replace my windshield, just paying for it outright, is ultimately going to be less if that happens. And I put a big brush guard on the front of my van, so that if I do hit an animal, God forbid, if I do hit an animal, it's probably, unless it's a cow or a bison, it's probably not going to total my vehicle. So, and that's what comprehensive insurance would cover. And even if it did total the vehicle, the deductible would be probably 2/3 of what it would cost me to get another vehicle, which I'd have to do anyway. So, but I would recommend in Spearfish, I would recommend State Farm. If you're with State Farm, I would call and talk with Amber. I'm getting no kickback for this at all. I just appreciate what they did for me. And once I left the office, she's helped with forwarding the insurance cards and that kind of thing to me, because I was out of the area when they were actually sent to the mail forwarding service, and I'm too cheap to have the mail forwarding service send them to me. So I had her email them to me, and it was all very helpful, and I appreciate it very much. So if you have any questions or anything, you can leave them in the comments. I don't have any specifics about insurance. All I can do is tell you about what I went through. And I am paying, by the way, insurance is every 6 months. You pay for it every 6 months. You can't, as far as I know, you can't pay for the year. You probably can pay monthly, but I wanted to pay for the largest amount and save finance fees and that kind of stuff. So just check it out for yourself, and don't be surprised if you think you're being pumped by how much your insurance is going to cost you now. And if it doesn't quite turn out that way, it turns out about even with what you have, at least you're going to be on the road living a better life, having your domicile set up in South Dakota, if that's what you choose to do. Okay, thanks so much for watching these videos, and I hope to catch you on the next ones or series of what I do. So anyway, your feedback is truly appreciated, and thanks so much. Hope to see you on the road.
troubles and worries.